Hi guys. Just wanted to pop on here real quick and let you know that I will be recording and uploading tomorrow, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as I do not have to work those 3 days. Um, I do have to work tonight. I am working a third shift tonight, so I work from 11 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm working a 9-hour shift tonight. So this video is not gonna go up like right when I get home, obviously, because I'm just gonna be dog tired because it is an awake third, which means that I am going to be up cleaning the home and looking after my residents. I am extremely tired. I actually last night into this morning worked an 11-hour shift. So 11 hours yesterday or last night culminated with my 9-hour shift tonight. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 hours in 2 days. I've literally, guys, worked almost a full 40-hour work week in just 2 days. So when your healthcare professionals and providers say that they're tired, hello, this is why, because we're cramming half a work week. And when I say half a work week, I mean a work week totals about 40 hours, 40 to 60 hours, give or take. I will have worked 20 hours in 2 days by the time I get home from work tomorrow morning. So I will be dog tired. But I will upload something tomorrow. I'm just going to get some sleep before I do it. I have kind of an idea of what I want to sing. I've got a couple of ideas floating around, but I think there is one that is kind of winning out over everything else. So stay tuned. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe. Socially distance, 6 feet apart. FaceTime if you absolutely need to have human contact. I know I'm going to be chatting up my girlfriend tonight at work because I'm gonna need somebody to keep me awake because I am tired. I don't know if you guys follow me on either Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is at Price Elizabeth, and my Facebook is Beth Ann Price. I posted to both of those platforms yesterday, or not yesterday, early this morning. There was a picture of me with a cup of coffee, and I was just taking a break after spending literally 3.5 straight hours cleaning and doing bed checks on my residents and taking vitals. Because I'm a healthcare worker, my state now requires that all healthcare professionals, before starting to work their scheduled shifts, they do have to do mandatory temperature checks. And if we have a temperature greater than 100 degrees or greater, we cannot work that night. We have to go home. And I just found out that apparently, even though I work for a temp agency, the company that I'm contracted with, that I'm currently working with in conjunction through my temp agency, has said that if their staff has to go home because they have a fever, it's considered unpaid and it's an unexcused absence, which to me in this like dire time does not make any sense. I'm sorry, but we're working with people who have compromised immune systems. Okay, our hospitals are jam packed. Our ICUs are jam packed. There are 2 naval hospital ships, one in New York, the other, I've completely forgot where the other one is. And I was weird because they were just talking about the other one today. I do know the names. It's the Comfort and I believe it's the Comfort and Mercy hospital ships. Those are almost over capacity. And those are 1,000-bed ships, guys, with full staffs. And those are almost at capacity. So the more that people like myself and RNs and CNAs can do, where we go into nursing homes and assisted living facilities and actually care for the residents within their, essentially it's their home, to keep them out of the hospital, that's more bed space that's available for the people that need it. Now, that's not saying that if these guys do get to the point where they need to be hospitalized, yes, we send them to the hospital. We don't try and do the work that is above our pay grade, so to speak. It's not so much that it's above our skill set, because we can do certain things for them in the home that would be done at the hospital, such as, for instance, if a resident requires a cath to use the bathroom, we can cath them. If they require nutrition through a feeding tube, we give them that nutrition through a feeding tube. I have worked with residents who use sleep equipment. I have taken vitals in the middle of the night. That's always fun. I feel so bad because you want to let them sleep, because when you sleep, that's when the body kind of repairs itself. And when you are having to interrupt somebody's sleep cycle to take their pulse ox and their temperature and their blood pressure, that is just completely disruptive. So I feel really bad that I have to do that, but it's all for their benefit. It's to make sure that they're staying healthy. Because if something were to change drastically in the middle of the night, say they develop a cough that's persistent, or my residents can't tell me, hey, this hurts. They can say ow, but when you ask them, what is it that hurts, they can't pinpoint and say my throat hurts or I have a headache. They don't know. So they just know something hurts. They don't know what it is that hurts. So we have to be on our A game and very vigilant with watching for signs and symptoms and changes in mood or condition throughout the night. And it's a lot of work, so I am definitely going to be on my toes, busy, busy, busy. But it's a good busy. I'm glad to be out there working, helping to fight this. I seriously thought about making my own shirt that said, I'm conquering coronavirus 2020. I don't know. Because I do see those ads floating around Facebook for apparel, and it says I'm a caregiver, or I'm a CNA, or I am an RN, or a respiratory therapist, whatever your profession is within the healthcare field. It's I'm whatever profession, and I survive, who survived the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. I honestly don't think people should be making money by selling apparel that's capitalizing on a pandemic that is taking human lives. I really don't. I do like the idea because it is spotlighting, that there are people busting their butts, basically, busting their asses, working 20 hours in 2 days or more, depending. I almost got forced aid last night. Luckily, my relief showed up with 3 minutes to spare. Had she not been there in another 3 minutes, I would have had to call my company's emergency hotline, basically, and been like, hey, so-and-so didn't show up for their shift, and it's getting on, let's see, I was done at 8 o'clock, I was done at 9 o'clock this morning, so No, I was on at 8 because it was an 11-hour shift. So I was on at 8. So it was like 7:56 when she walked in the door. And my husband, because I don't drive, I've told you that before, I don't drive, y'all. So my husband drops me off and picks me up. And so my husband was sitting in the driveway and he texted me. He's like, it's getting to be the end of your shift. Why aren't you coming out? I said, I can't leave this house until there's another staff member in the house. Because I can't leave. That house has 4 residents, guys. So I can't leave 4 residents who are mentally not capable of taking care of themselves. Some of them are mentally and physically not capable, but most of it is mental. They don't have the mental capacities to take care of themselves. Like, for instance, today I had a client who, now mind you guys, I'm just the caregiver that comes in to help care for these guys. I am not the manager of the house that sets the rules and is basically in charge of the entire house and in charge of the clients making their doctor's appointments, scheduling their community outings, and this is really sad, guys. Today, the governor of Wisconsin, so Tony Evers, announced that all state parks and recreational sites and trails will be closing and are closed until further notice because there are people out there who are stupid enough to not stay 6 feet apart from other people. If you're gonna go out, you need to be 6 feet apart. That doesn't, and this is how they explained it tonight, and I was actually looking for more clarification on this, and I'm glad I got it tonight when I was watching the news. What they are saying is, okay, so say, for example, like me, I live with my husband, my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, and our daughter. I do not have to socially distance myself from anybody within my household unless I am self-quarantining like I did for those 2 weeks. Actually, I think it was more like 16 days I did it, just to be on the safe side. And what I did, guys, I'm not even kidding you. What I did was mine and my husband's bedroom is in the basement. So for 14 days, when it would be time to go to bed, I would wait until everybody else was asleep. Or no, I didn't do this. I was thinking about doing this, but then I was like, you know what? I haven't developed any symptoms. I feel completely fine, which I know you can have it and not have any symptoms or be asymptomatic. Excuse me, guys. No, I do not have it. That cough was because I had taken a sip of something because I took some ibuprofen before starting to record this, and the capsule finally just made its way down the rest of my esophagus. But I did not have to socially isolate from anybody within my home if I did not want to. I chose to. So sleeping in the same bed with my husband was kind of strange because it was like, I don't know if I should be sleeping this close to him or if we should be sleeping in separate areas, which the only way that would have worked would have been for me to go sleep on the couch upstairs because my mother-in-law and our daughter share a bedroom because she doesn't like sleeping down here in the basement. And she claims it's because it's messy, though 98.9% of the mess is her. It's like all her toys and crayons and stuff. But according to her, it's too messy for her to sleep down here. So she's actually not even been down here for over 6 months. Sleeping wise, like she'll come down here to play, but she won't sleep down here. So she and my mother-in-law share a bedroom upstairs. My brother-in-law has a bedroom upstairs, and then my husband and I pretty much have the entire basement to ourselves. But no, my husband and I still continued to sleep in the same bed throughout the 14 days. Now, had I developed symptoms such as a fever and a persistent cough, yeah, you better believe I would have been moving my butt out of the bed, because I'm not gonna spread it to anybody. But that never happened, so I'm okay in that regard. But yes, they are officially, as of today, close of business today, they shut down and closed all of the parks, playgrounds, hiking trails statewide. So the entire state of Wisconsin, they are all shut down, which kills me because I have a resident who that's what he likes to do for fun. He likes to go walking the trails and go fishing. And thank God he got to do that a little bit today, but that's a no more type of deal. Sorry, bud. I can't do anything about it. So I'm fully prepared to go into work tonight, and that's what he's going to be griping about, is that he can't go walking on the trail because the governor closed it. But the governor closed it for good reason, because people are not following the social distancing guidelines, which, by the way, are also CDC recommended. So if the Centers for Disease Control is saying stay 6 feet apart from other people and keep your pets 6 feet apart from other pets, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen my sister-in-law and my niece since Christmas, and my sister-in-law and my niece live maybe 20 minutes away. So yeah, it's rough, and it is true what they say, things do get worse before they get better. I don't think we're anywhere near the end of this yet. I think it was the other day the Surgeon General said that this week was going to be our day in infamy, or our 9/11. So yeah, just say your prayers, guys. Say your thanks, show your appreciation, let them know you care. Anything and anything and everything that you can think of that would possibly help, please do. It doesn't have to be much. It could simply be, I think there was one lady who was going out and she was leaving little thank you cards at fire stations, at police stations, and I think she was even leaving them on car windshields, which was really sweet. I know that there are restaurants around our town that are donating free meals to our hospital workers and our medical staff, which is awesome. But there is so much more that can be done. If you can sew or you're crafty, I do believe that there are some craft stores that are willing to donate supplies to put together masks, because there is the mask shortage. Speaking of masks, I was talking with my mom last night while I was at work. Yes, I'm allowed to do that. I can talk to whoever I want while I'm at work, so long as my residents are not on camera. I can post to social media, but I cannot post pictures of my residents to social media. So I was talking with my mom, trying to stay awake, and she's actually making masks for me. She's going to be mailing. Oh, excuse me, y'all, I apologize. She's going to be mailing me some masks, and I honestly can't wait to get them, because it's an extra added layer of safety and precaution for me, because the place where I'm going does not have masks. They have gloves and proper cleaning equipment. Trust me. I actually was getting a headache last night because I was cleaning with Lysol and bleach, and I was only using, mind you, I was only using the bleach in the bathrooms. But those floors, you could have eaten off of them by the time I was done. So, yeah. So just make sure that you guys are staying safe, staying healthy. Make sure you're washing your hands for those full 20 seconds. Get, the palms of your hands, the backs of your hands in between your fingers. If you're able to, I would suggest even taking off like your jewelry and washing underneath, and that's why I have a little ring guard on here, because anything that gets underneath the rings, that just harbors bacteria. I am actually able to get underneath my rings really good. My fingers are pretty small, which is why I have the ring guard. Which is why I have the ring guard. I'm able to get underneath my rings. Sorry, y'all, my ear is itching. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm gonna be getting some money soon. I don't know. Oh no, that was the hand. That's like if your hand itches or something. But I'm able to get underneath my rings and get them really clean. But for those of you that can't, it would probably be a good idea to take your rings off. You could even do like, here's a good tip. To clean your rings, a little bit of baking soda and some dish soap, just like gentle dish soap. So, and make sure the water's really, really hot, and soak your rings in there for a good 10 minutes. And then with like a toothbrush, you're just gonna get all the dirt and the grease, and your rings will sparkle. Sorry, y'all, I put the camera down for just a second. But your rings will sparkle, and they'll be bacteria free. Just a little tip. Ironically, my rings are the only jewelry that I wear unless I'm going somewhere, like a special occasion. So, unless it's like a wedding or, God forbid, a wake or funeral service, the only jewelry that I ever wear are my rings, and full time. If anything else, I do have earrings that I put in. I do have necklaces that I wear, but I don't wear them to work, because I do have clients that are fascinated with jewelry and they like to pull. I have one client, she's so fascinated with jewelry. Anytime she sees me, the first thing she does is she like takes my hand and she like twists my rings and twirls them, and I think she likes how they feel, and this is why I'm also very glad my rings are not real. I know my rings aren't real, but that's okay, because it's not about the price. It was never about the price. It's always been about the, what's the word? The meaning behind them. I'm okay with that. I'm not ashamed to say I got my wedding jewelry from Walmart. Now, my husband's wedding ring, we actually had to go to a jeweler, like a real jeweler's, to get his because of the size of his finger. Walmart only goes up to, I believe it's a size 10 or 12 for men, and he needed a size 14 ring. Yeah, his finger was that large. Actually, now his ring is too big, so he doesn't even wear it, but it's okay. We have it put away safe where it's not going to get lost or damaged. My rings are actually too big themselves, which is why I wear a ring guard, because I can at least keep my rings on. Well, guys, that is it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart from other people. If you have to go out for whatever reason, please make sure you're wearing a mask of some type. I don't care if it's a bandana over your nose and mouth, or I think my brother the other day went out and he was wearing a ski mask, which to me doesn't really work because it doesn't cover your mouth because of the hole that's cut out for your mouth. It doesn't cover your mouth all the way, but he was wearing a ski mask. So if you can afford it, I would say carry hand sanitizer with you in your purse. sanitize, 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 and make sure that when you are washing your hands, you are washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. Minimum 20 seconds. Front, back of your hand, in between your fingers, underneath your jewelry if you can get there. The palms of your hands really, really good. And I'm not saying like this little pump, rub, you're done. No, you want to get a good lather and you want to see soap suds. You want to know a trick to help sing the ABCs 3 times all the way through. Or what I like to do is I also like to sing Think by Aretha Franklin twice. Think by Aretha Franklin twice, or the ABCs 3 times, is a total of 30 seconds. And your hands will be clean. So please, 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 I cannot stress this enough. Please make sure that you are washing your hands and staying safe. If you sneeze, wash your hands. If you cough, wash your hands. If you, God forbid, for whatever reason, if you can't cough into your elbow, which is like, it's really easy. But if you blow your nose, wash your hands, obviously. Luckily, when I'm at work, I have the ability to wear gloves while I'm cleaning. But if you're cleaning with chemicals, definitely make sure that you're washing your hands, especially before you touch anything that is going to go in your mouth. If you're preparing food, wash your hands before you prepare and after you prepare the food. And make sure if you're working with any type of raw meat, doesn't matter what the meat is, if it's raw meat and you're working with it, make sure you're really, really, really scrubbing and sanitizing the tools or anything that the raw meat touched. So knives, cutlery, cutting boards, plates, anything that raw meat touched, you better make sure that you're sanitizing it really, really well. Because, here we are dealing with COVID-19, coronavirus, but you don't want to add salmonella or E. coli to the mix. Because, that could just be really, really bad. Like, I can't even... E. coli and salmonella on their own are pretty bad, but you don't want to add them on top of COVID-19/coronavirus. So just make sure that you're staying safe in everything that you do. We will get through this, guys. You just gotta have patience. Like I kept telling my daughter today, you gotta have patience. You'll get to go back to school soon, hopefully, but you gotta have patience and you gotta do what you can on your own. In the meantime, luckily, thank God, tomorrow she does not have school. It was a scheduled day off for the district anyway, so she won't have school tomorrow. Thank goodness. Okay, guys, I will see you in my next video.